All right. So, well, again, this is the second day of National Postdoctoral Appreciation Week. We try to have like a plan from different organizations, which is more or directly like useful for us. We do have invitations from postdoctoral associations across Canada. We wish that we could have most of them available today and this week, but we only have 5 or 6 of them during this PAW session. So for this part of the day, as I said, I thought it's good to talk about the membership. My name is Edris Madadian, and I'm currently the Vice Chair membership on the Canadian Association of Postdoctoral Scholars. Before starting that, I would like to remind you all that we do have the COVID-19 abstract competition. Well, I think that the deadline is extended until September 24th. So we do have prizes, $300 prizes for the winners, and make sure to submit that to the email of our career development vice chair, which is indicated in the banner of the abstract competition. We have the return to work survey is being conducted by our CAPS executive. So make sure to go and to have a contribution on that. We do have the link to that online, so you can have access easily through our website. We have our 2020 annual general meeting. It will be held on November 5th, so don't miss it out. There are some like the interesting sessions that our executive are planning for November. And finally, about the CAPS membership that we will talk about in further detail today. So, well, as Christine mentioned yesterday, this is the PAW, and the PAW is a week-long celebration of postdocs, which is annually held across Canada and the US. We normally, well, we wish that all the institutions celebrate this. We have encouraged all the PDAs across Canada. Unfortunately, we do not have necessarily postdoctoral associations in every university. And we do have the Office of Graduate Studies and Postgraduate Studies. So those institutions, we hope that they will seize this time and celebrate this PAW with us. For this session, as I said, we have planned very interesting sessions. I think that the highlights of what we are going to have in the rest of the PAW is talking about the benefits and the insurance policy. It would be today at 3 p.m. We have our senior advisor for the benefits and insurance policies under CAPS. We will have talks from PDAs across Canada. We will start today with the talk from DPS, Dalhousie Postdoctoral Society in Halifax. We have a talk on international PDFs. So I think that that's another interesting session for those postdocs who are now out of Canada, and they are kind of dealing with different issues with especially under this pandemic. So I would encourage you all to listen to the experience of our colleagues who will represent international postdocs. On September 23rd, we have speakers from MyTax who will present the last update on the plans of MyTax. So in addition to that, on the same day, we have a tax session for postdocs. So it talks about the tax rulings, the Canada Pension Plan, and EI for our postdocs. I know that this is another concern for, if not all, at least for some of us. So that would be an interesting session. This session is not live, so you will follow this tax session on our YouTube channel, even though we will cast it through our Zoom, like the meetings as well. But if you wish to have access to that one after the session, you can consult with our YouTube channel and find it out there. And finally, we have the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion EDI session, which is an interesting talk by a faculty member from Ryerson University. So that would be on our last day. And in addition to that, we have our talks from our executives in CAPS. So about the COVID survey, about the way that our postdocs were influenced. So I would encourage you all to follow the sessions in the rest of the PAW for tomorrow until Friday. So if there is any question, anything, please feel free to interrupt me. And if you have anything, you can also write down in the chat window. We have 3 types of memberships at CAPS: active member, alumni member, and adjunct member. The most popular one is the active member, which is either for current postdocs in Canada or those Canadian or permanent residents of Canada who are doing postdocs abroad. So it means that if you are not Canadian citizen or if you are not permanent residents and you are doing postdocs internationally, you will not be allowed to be active member under CAPS. Well, that's something that you can take advantage of the benefits that we have for the insurance benefits and for its health and dental benefits. It's for the home and auto benefits. So those are the advantage that the active members do have. We do have alumni members. Alumni members are either those former active members, which will go automatically, will be registered as an alumni member. The way that we normally do that is after at the end of each year, I normally touch base with the postdocs to make sure that if they are still doing their postdocs in the Canadian institutions and if their active member is valid. If not, then they will be automatically considered as the alumni member. And for non-active members, for those active former postdocs who are not active members, they must apply. I think that, well, the benefits of being an alumni member is you still can take advantage of those benefits that we are proposing under CAPS, mainly on the insurance for the health, dental, home, and auto. And we do have also adjunct members, which is normally for prospective postdocs. There are many late PhDs who want to join CAPS, so we will encourage them to apply for the membership of CAPS. They will be considered as an adjunct member. We do have labor unions who represent postdocs in Canada, something like Public Service Alliance of Canada. So that's an example of adjunct member. Postdoctoral administrators at Canadian institutions, where there is no postdoctoral associations, are also encouraged to apply as an adjunct member of CAPS, governmental ministerial agencies, and also the non-governmental funding and policy organizations, as long as they are in Canada. They are considered as adjunct members. Again, all of these members, some of them, for the active members is the most popular one. You can take advantage of those insurance plans right away. For the alumni member, as long as you will follow the rules that we have defined for the members, you will also take advantage of that. And also we have for the adjunct members, which are more kind of the connection that we will have with our CAPS. So if there is no, postdoctoral associations or so, they can just go on the adjunct members and get connected with us. We also have affiliates of CAPS and ACSP. The affiliates, as I said, not all the universities across Canada, they have postdoctoral associations, PDAs. So for those universities who do not have PDAs and they have postdoctoral offices or faculty of graduate studies or postgraduate studies, they can be affiliate of CAPS as long as they fill out the form on our website. As I said, for the labor unions, it's another way, which we do have some connections with Public Service Alliance of Canada, which is another affiliate of CAPS, and non-institutional, like the postdoctoral association. So if you feel that you are a group of postdocs, but it's not under your university, you can certainly register in the website of CAPS as a non-institutional postdoctoral association, which will call you as well affiliate of CAPS-ACSP. There are some other general affiliations, like graduate and undergraduate students associations. Some of them want to get familiar with the activities that we are doing at the CAPS, or the faculty associations, the funding and policy organizations, and international or foreign postdoctoral associations, which actually is the most popular one in this category. We receive lots of requests from our international and foreign postdocs who wants to join. Unfortunately, cannot host them as affiliate of CAPS, well, as active members or adjunct members of CAPS, but we can accept them as the affiliate of CAPS. So that's those are the affiliate of CAPS. The last thing that I would like to talk about is about the contributing members and affiliate plans. This is something that we receive frequently from our active and alumni members. So we do have contributing members and affiliates plan, which has two main objectives, the goal. The first goal is to support CAPS and ACSP's advocacy efforts. There are like the plans and it is going on under CAPS to support their postdocs. A bright example of that is the COVID-19 pandemic, which we had our efforts from CAPS executives to make sure to touch base with the Tri-Council to see that how they would react and they would support their postdocs across Canada. And the other one is that by being a contributing members and affiliate plan, you will have access to CAPS-ACSP discount insurance for members. That's something that Rhett Bagnall will talk about. But now I'm just talking, give a quick look of what you need to do when you want to be a contributing member. For being a contributing member, you either need to be to apply for that individually or being affiliated to one of the contributing affiliates under CAPS. So if you do have the PDAs in your university or institution, I would say encourage them to touch base with CAPS to subscribe for the contributing affiliates under CAPS. It means that if you are at University X and your PDA or your PDO or whatever organization who is taking care of postdocs, they are kind of contributing affiliates under CAPS. You as a postdoc will be able to take advantage of the benefits and insurance under CAPS without any extra payment. If you are doing that individually and there is no association in your university for postdocs, or those PDAs are not contributing affiliates, then you need to pay a one-time membership fee. And then after that, you need to, well, you will receive the membership and then you can take advantage of the benefits, going to our brokers and talking to them about the plans of the insurance that we have. So that's mainly the main difference that we do have between the individual contributing members and the contributing affiliates. As an individual, when you pay your membership fee, which is one-time fee, then you will be registered as a contributing member, and the prerequisite for this is to be an active member. So first you need to register as an active member or alumni member, and then do the payment, and then you will receive your new membership number, which is kind of your ID when you refer to our brokers for the insurance and the benefits organizers under CAPS. If you are under your contributing affiliates, like what we do have from Université de Montréal, under Serum, there are postdocs there who do not need to pay for their membership fee. So they can just take advantage of this opportunity that Serum has provided for the UDEM postdocs. And then they register as CAPS, and they don't need to do any payment. It's just for their organization or like the PDAs that they want to be contributing affiliates, and then receive their new membership number, which could be used again for the purpose of again using the benefits and something like the insurance under CAPS. So that's technically everything that we do have in our like the membership under CAPS, there are some like other new plans that we are hoping we are working on that, and we are hoping to announce that later. So one thing is we would like to see that if you are not working in your current postdoctoral like that position, we would like to ask you to inform us as soon as possible, so we make sure that you change your like again affiliation to the alumni members. Again, you will not miss anything. You will still take advantage of whatever benefits that you will get out of the CAPS as an active member. But we need to know that so we can have a better inventory of our postdocs in Canada. That was pretty much all that I wanted to talk about. Again, I don't want to go to the details of the tax details of the benefits. We do have our sessions under CAPS, so I encourage you all to just go listen to the sessions that we have planned for. So if there is any questions, I would be happy to answer those questions. If you have also any questions at any time, feel free to email me or email CAPS at membership@capsascsp.ca, and we would be happy to help you with those membership or benefits questions. So I will leave the rest of the like the talks for Rhett at 3 p.m. today, so he will talk about the benefits. But before that, we do have our next talk from Dalhousie University, which will start in 10 minutes. So I will give a like 10 minutes break, and then we will get back with Dr. Monfaret for the talk from Dalhousie Postdoctoral Association. Thank you, everyone. If there is any question, please let me know. I didn't see anything here yet. Is there any questions? Anything about memberships at CAPS? All right. So if there is no question, I will leave the floor and we'll be back like in a couple of minutes to have our next talk from our postdocs at Dalhousie University in Atlanta, Canada. And feel free, if you have any questions, to write down in the chat window. We will answer them when we start the next session. Thank you all. See you in a couple of minutes.
Challenges we have during the COVID-19 and before that, and the ways that we try to overcome these challenges. So a little bit about the history of the Dalhousie Postdoctoral Society. I think our society established first in 2013, as far as I know. And by established, I mean we came up with a constitution, with AGM, with website, with an identity, and with our committee members. We have very important achievements during these years, during these last 7 years. But I think the most important one is coming up with a collective agreement for postdocs, specifically designed for postdocs. And as Edris mentioned, some universities still doesn't have these collective agreements, but we have it at Dalhousie University. And it at least offers postdocs some defined benefits, minimum salary, and a clear procedure in case of a conflict between the postdocs and supervisors. So that was a major goal, I would say, for postdocs at Dalhousie University. Of course, the number of postdocs at Dalhousie, I think, is very much, the society here is smaller than big universities like UBC or University of Toronto. The number of postdocs fluctuates between 150 to 350. I would say right now we have approximately 200 postdocs at Dalhousie. The number is not bad, but I think compared to UBC and big universities is not that much. But maybe the numbers is not that much, but we are a very close-knit community. And I think the engagement rate in our community is very good in different events that we have. So as DPS, as Dalhousie Postdoctoral Society, we focus on 4 main activities during the year. The first one is basically annual research day and all of the things that we have to do to come up with a plan for the day. So in our research day, we usually have postdoc presentations, something like 10 to 12 postdocs will present their work in something similar to 3-minute thesis format. Then we invite some university staff to talk about different resources available in university for postdocs. And finally, we invite usually four speakers to talk about their experiences and their career choices with postdocs. Usually 2 of them are postdocs who recently hired as assistant professors in universities. One of them is a postdoc who now works in private sector. And one of them is a postdoc who works as an entrepreneur. He or she basically started his or her own company. The next activity is professional development workshops, which sometimes organized by our society and sometimes it's organized by university in collaboration with us. For example, right now we have monthly professional development workshops specifically designed for postdocs on different matters, from how to apply for academic jobs, the hiring process in academia and the differences between academia and industry, how to basically develop a teaching portfolio and stuff like that. The next activity is connection with Postdoc Union and CAPS. We have a close collaboration with Postdoc Union at Dalhousie. For example, every 3 years we renegotiate our collective agreement in collaboration with Postdoc Union. Postdoc Union doing this mainly, but we collaborate with them, and also with CAPS. For example, today we're presenting this work at CAPS. And also social events, which is, I would say, the most important aspect of a postdoctoral society is social events. So postdoc can basically get to know each other easier. And before COVID, we actually had monthly lunch, postdoctoral lunch, and it was very good. So it was a good, friendly environment to talk about day-to-day challenges and things like that. But after COVID, as you can imagine, we could not have this in-person social event. I will talk about the COVID challenges in a few more slides. But even before COVID-19, we had some challenges in basically performing our tasks as a postdoctoral society. The most important one, obviously, is resources. And by resources, I mean both time and funding, money. So, you know, as a postdoc, you always have basically problem with time, right? You have your grant applications, faculty jobs that you have to apply, all of the research you have to do done, the teaching, stuff like that, committee meetings. And on top of that, organizing these events, it's always a time-consuming process. That's the problem. But it's not the major problem for us, because the major problem is funding and money. And usually this is where we face problems. For example, at the Dalhousie Postdoctoral Society, we have funding for our research day, but we do not have any other source of funding. So for example, if we want to have social events, so if we go, for example, to a bar, to a restaurant somewhere, or we want to have a barbecue event, we do not have any funding for that. So that's a problem, and it limits our choices for different events. The next challenge we have is participation. I mentioned we are a close-knit community and we have good basic engagement rates, but still we could expect something like 40% participation in our events, but realistically we have something close to 20 to 25% participation rate. It's not bad, but I think it's not great, and we should try to basically engage more postdocs in our events. And finally, what is the communication problem? Because I'm not sure if it's same for other societies or not, but at Dalhousie, we have these privacy rules that doesn't allow us to have access to email address of all of the new postdocs. So we usually have problems with communicating with new postdocs. It's somehow solved this year because now every postdocs who signed the contract automatically receive an email from our society. So I think that's somehow basically managed. On top of these challenges, we have some new challenges which are specific to COVID-19. We still have problem with participation. And of course, when we have virtual events, you can expect to see lower number of postdocs attend these meetings. And it was true. So participation rate of our events before COVID was something close to 20%. After COVID, for regular events, we have something like 10 to 15%. For research day, we hope we can get something up to 20, 25% again. But in our regular workshops, we have something close to 15% participation rate, which is not great. We also have mental health issues and lack of social interactions, which I'm pretty sure all of you know about this. Basically, lack of interacting with your colleagues, with your mentors, not be able to see your family, your friends, having responsibilities at home, taking care of your child, of your pets. For example, we have a parrot and she's constantly talking, so I cannot work efficiently. So I'm pretty sure everybody has some kind of these problems. And these are all challenges that we have during the COVID-19. Our society tried to overcome some of these challenges. For example, we planned monthly workshops specifically to COVID-19. For example, during the summer, we had a workshop on mental health problems of postdocs during COVID-19. And we invited one speaker from counseling services at Nova Scotia to come and speak to our postdocs. We had other workshops about designing our career, alternative careers during COVID-19, alternative careers for postdocs, and also the hiring processes and differences between hiring process before COVID and after COVID. Some workshops like this to at least engage some postdocs. And we also have virtual social events. It's not as interesting as physical events, but still, I think it's pretty fun to be able to talk, to see your colleagues, to see your friends, and talk with them over Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So that's pretty much it. It was just a quick update on our society, our activities, challenges, and the ways that we try to manage the problems. I once again thanks Edris for invitations, and I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Yashar, for the information on our postdocs at Dalhousie University. Is there any questions from Yashar? Well, it's not normally, I mean, we're just leaving the floor open if you have any questions, but I mean, we do not expect to receive any questions. We normally want to receive information on the other postdocs from west to east, just to see that how is it going there. Any questions? I think I had two questions. The first one was that there is no, well, the DPS is under Faculty of Graduate Studies, as you know, at Dalhousie. And as you said, there are some fundings which helps for the research day. But how the Faculty of Graduate Studies, like do they consider the PAW something like the National Postdoctoral, like the Appreciation Week, or they prefer to put the major funding that they give to DPS for the research? Because apparently, I mean, before I joining the CAPS, I wasn't sure that, well, PAW is something that apparently, like every university across Canada, if they do have like the PDAs, they celebrate it. So I had some knowledge of Dalhousie, so this is why I asked this question. Do they consider it, or do you have any plan at least to let them know that this is like important and like the appreciation way for our postdocs going on?
So it actually came up in our last conversation with Faculty of Graduate Studies, and they mentioned to me that they have appreciation week events before, maybe 3-4 years ago. So they have barbecue events and things like that. But then for annual research day, they didn't have enough budget basically. So the postdoctoral society should, in the past, would have to go to different departments and faculties and ask for money to support this day. And because that was a major challenge for university, they decided to basically cut off the funding of the appreciation week and put the money into the research day. I agree that probably we should have both of them. And I don't think that would be a problem for the university at large, but I'm not really good at internal politics. I don't know what will happen.
No,
But,
absolutely, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, again, as I'm just saying that because I had some knowledge of Dalhousie, and then I thought that, for instance, UBC is celebrating, University of Waterloo is celebrating. I guess that Western University is also doing that. And of course, we have 6 of PDAs, which are formally registered under CAPS, and they are affiliate of CAPS. So I think that Dalhousie was there too, but if not, I would encourage like the DPS just to register as an affiliate. It's just a registration form which is on the website. I think that it makes a stronger connection with CAPS that we have.
Sure, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. And any questions from Yashar? And my last question is that, well, again, how the postdocs did during this COVID in terms of the funding, which was more, I would say, it was processed internally, because we do have information on Tri-Council, on NSERC, and those like the funding agencies who are more governmental. But what was the approach of university in dealing with postdocs and their funding, which was processed internally?
So I think the most important funding that was managed internally was the KILAM scholarships. And I just received an email that they invited actually KILAM scholars to participate in the meeting and discuss their challenges during COVID-19. So that's a good step towards basically solving the problem, because in the past, I don't think we received any specific communication on the contracts, on the situation with contracts of postdocs, but we recently received this email. So I hope the university is going to do something about that. They have the meeting for sure, but yeah, we will see.
Well, that's great. At least they have the action towards that. It's a good news. Yeah. All right. Well, if there is no other questions from Yashar, I would thank you very much for joining us, Yashar, today. We appreciate the information that you shared about Dalhousie with our postdocs at CAPS.
Thank you for the invitations.
Thank you, Yashar. Take care and stay safe. Yeah. So our next talk is by Rhett Bagnall. We are, I think that based on the agenda that we have, we were supposed to have 15 minutes of break. Rhett Bagnall is a senior advisor who talks about the benefits and insurance under CAPS. So I'm pretty sure that that would be an interesting talk for our postdocs at CAPS. So if you are active member, alumni member, or kind of linked to CAPS, be sure to be there. And there are points that Rhett will explain about the health, dental, or home and auto insurance that will be useful for all of us. With that said, I will pause the recording and I will be back at 3 or 2:55, like 5 minutes in advance, to start the session with Rhett. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for staying with us, for joining us, and we are waiting for our next speaker, Rhett Bagnall, to show off. Before that, oh, there we go. We do have Rhett there. Hi, Rhett.
Good day. Good day. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Coming in hot.
Awesome. Yeah. Take your time. Take your time. I'm just bringing up a couple of things just to remind everyone. For the first session that we had on immigration, so Sarah will share the the presentation slides with us. So I will make sure to send it to our general member list. So if you are not members of CAPS, or if there is anything, if you have not done it yet, please make sure that you sign up for the membership. And it's a very quick process, and we make sure to send that presentation slide to you. Well, as we said, the last presentation of today.
Oh, you guys save the best for last?
Yeah, always. Yeah. If this technology let us do that, it has been embarrassing me for a couple of times today. I got stuck for a couple of times. But yeah, it seems that we are there.
Were you just giving me co-host abilities or something like that?
Yeah. I will do that right away.
Your Zoom expertise is going to come in near future.
Yeah, I guess. Necessity through innovation.
Yeah.
Innovation through necessity.
All right, everyone. Then welcome to the last session of the second day of PAW. As I explained in my presentation slides, we do have Rhett Bagnall today with us. Rhett is the senior advisor and the insurance broker under Specialized Benefits Inc., based in Edmonton. And he has over 19 experience in this job. So he will take care of the benefits and the insurance that I was talking about under CAPS. And we are all interested and looking forward to hear from Rhett. Rhett, floor is yours.
All right. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm just gonna do the old share screen.
Yeah.
I'm getting. I also too wanted to quickly pan over to my junior Cody, who's here with me in our conference room. Cody started with me about 3 weeks ago, so he's a former agent with a large insurance company that had a sun for a logo. So he's got a good 5-6 years of experience with them, and he's just helping me out, especially with some of the other associations that I do work with across Canada. So we are excited to be here. Thank you again for having us. And let me get on to where is, not new slide. What do I want to do again here? Presentation, slideshow. There we go. From the beginning. Yeah, excellent. See, I can work technology as well too. So, but yeah, thank you again. We just did want to do a quick, just a macro view of a lot of the different benefit programs that we do have available for your members. Kind of give some samples of what's out there, some pricing, talk a little bit about some of the plans, and then obviously some other products and services that can also offer for the members. And if there are any questions at the end, maybe just more general questions would be great. Everyone kind of has specific kind of needs, and that is kind of the one thing that we do bring to the table, is that we can specialize a plan specific for each person in their particular situation. So, but if you do have general questions, certainly, do welcome them, and otherwise we can always take offline, or you can contact us later on via email or a phone call. So, As was mentioned, I do have 19 years of experience in the insurance world, and really did build my practice on focusing on individual health and dental type programs, whether it was for self-employed people, contractors, or mom and pop businesses and small companies. J'en parle français comme ci, comme ça. J'ai pris 9 ans d'immersion à Saskatoon, mais ça fait longtemps que j'ai parlé régulièrement. Alors, des fois, je suis un peu rusty. So for our Quebec and Francophone friends, yes, I do have some French background. I'm usually better when I can write it out and kind of think about it instead of being put on the spot. Sometimes Google Translate comes in really handy though nowadays. If I'm trying to think of the French word and I can quickly put in the English word. And, oh yeah, that's yeah. But anyways, we have had some great Francophone clients over the last few years, and between my Franglish and their Franglais, we have been able to make it work. So it's worked out all right. I do work with a number of different carriers, as I mentioned on the slide, Sun Life, Manulife, Great West, Green Shields, the list goes on. A lot of the plans I do find that work really well for individuals are through Manulife, and I'll be talking specifically about them, but that doesn't mean to say that they are the be-all and end-all. If there are some situations for people where there is a better plan for the person's situation or at a better price, then I'm not averse to bringing that company in to show the benefits for the particular member. As mentioned, we're here in Edmonton, but fully licensed across Canada. So whether you are out in PEI or out west in Vancouver Island, we can help you out. So, and just a little bit about me, I do enjoy traveling. Obviously, kind of been a little stifled here for the last 6 months, but do hope to get back to Europe sometime in the near future, or maybe even like South Asia or some other places that I haven't quite been to yet. So just a little bit about the health and dental plans that are available. A lot of them don't have any waiting periods. So meaning if we are with an application today, October 1st, you would be eligible to go and go for your dental visit, or go and get a pair of glasses, or go for a massage or whatnot, and have that covered by the plan. There are some dental only type plans where they really just focus more on the dental benefits. They do offer a little bit of extended health benefits, such as massage and chiro, but they are quite scaled down, and they even skip the prescription drug coverage, which helps keep the price down. So for those that maybe do just want to focus more on the dental coverage, there are some options there at a better price. So there are plans that can cover pre-existing medications. So if you're say diabetic, or have a child with asthma, or some other sorts of ongoing medications, blood pressure, cholesterol, things of that nature, there are plans that do not have any medical questionnaires. And really, in my experience, Manulife does have probably the best selection of these guaranteed to issue type plans. And they did just come out with the Bronze Association plan, is now available on a guaranteed issue type basis, which it really fits a nice little marketplace, and been finding a lot of opportunities there for that product. And yeah, again, just talking about Manulife there, just in that there are a number of different options that they have available, and they are kind of my go-to, but not always the be-all and end-all. I think I kind of touched on the areas that are covered. Of course, you do get a direct billing card, or worst case scenario, if the therapist or optometrist clinic that you're going to doesn't offer direct billing, or they're not set up, there is a pretty slick online portal now where you go in and you submit the claim electronically, scan the receipt, or take a picture of it, load it up, and send it in. And typically within 48 hours, you are getting the money redeposited back into your account. So if you're a points collector like me on your credit card, it's a great way to just pay for that pair of glasses, submit the claim, get your money back to cover the glasses, and you get the free points basically on your credit card. So and then premiums do vary, as it mentions, just on family size, what province you're in, et cetera, and it could be eligible. The premiums that you do pay, you would get a receipt for, as it would be potentially available to use that towards your medical tax credit, or if you're a contractor, maybe as a full 100% tax deduction towards your income. So there can be some tax savings. I'm certainly not an accountant, but you can always talk to your accountant about the potential savings there on your taxes. Quick little touch on our friends in Quebec, just due to the setup of the Quebec RAMQ program there. They do have two tiers. They have their RAMQ Health, and then they have RAMQ Drug. And the RAMQ Health, I usually find is that those that are on a work visa do qualify for that, at least for the health, but they don't qualify for the drug coverage. And that kind of creates a bit of a problem for the private insurers, because one of the things the private insurers want to see is that you do have coverage in that particular area before the private insurers will provide coverage after the provincial plan has provided coverage for it. So in Quebec, with a lot of these individual plans, you do have to have that RAMQ drug coverage in order to be eligible for plans that include prescription drug coverage. So there are alternatives, again, going back to some of those that maybe only qualify for the health component of RAMQ. There is some visitors to Canada type travel policies which do provide prescription drug coverage in the event of something coming up that's unexpected, and if you need to all of a sudden go for routine medications, there are some plans that can cover those prescription drugs, but it's just a different design than some of the plans that I'm going to touch on here quickly today. And again, this is a lot of words here, so don't get too confused by it, but it does just kind of give an overview of the various different types of plans that are available, from your very basic to a premier, covering from just your routine dental to more major type dental services, crowns, bridges, dentures, orthodontia. Usually you see waiting periods for the major dental type coverage because they are individual plans. The insurance companies don't want to have people getting onto the plan, racking up a whole bunch of bills, and then canceling, because you can cancel at any time. So for major dental, there's usually a 1-year waiting period. But for your basic stuff, it's all available right away, even things like extractions and root canals and oral surgery and things of that nature. So drug coverage, optical, hospital benefits, therapist, massage, chiro, physio, again, just various different levels of coverage are available. And then even getting into your what if type stuff like accidental dental or ambulance, cast, crutches, canes, wheelchairs, those unexpected type expenses. And a lot of times what I'm trying to do is assess your needs as to what areas of coverage you're already spending money on. And is there a plan that you're going to spend, say, put $1 into the premiums, but if you can be getting 75 cents on the dollar back, you're probably getting good value for your dollar, because most people don't mind spending, at least a few dollars a month for the what if kind of factors. So then moving on, as I mentioned, the association plans that Manulife also has. The bronze plan is now available without a medical. I know up in the top corner there it says base plan is guaranteed issue. The marketing material hasn't come out yet for the including the bronze plan, but it is definitely available, and it's up to $3,000 of drugs per year that is covered. So on a per person basis, it's pretty decent. If you're a diabetic, it's not uncommon to be spending $200 a month when you start adding up test strips and insulin or Januit or any other kind of medications. Travel insurance is also another for when we can start traveling again. A lot of these plans do include some out-of-province coverage. So if you are, say, in Slovakia, like I was back in October of 2019, and you have an appendectomy, it's not something I recommend to anyone in Slovakia, but I was very glad that I had some travel coverage. Because that would have been about a 4-night stay at a Slovakian hospital and surgery and all the antibiotics and whatnot. Was about a $5,000 Canadian touch. So having that travel coverage certainly paid for itself with these types of plans. And again, it just goes on about some of the other custom-made orthotics is one that, of course, I hadn't mentioned as well too. And just a kind of general overview of the different plans. As I mentioned, there are those bronze, or there's these dental-only type plans where you see the core benefits are really scaled down compared to those previous plans that I just had up. And then it just really focuses on the dental coverage, where the maximums are good, but the premiums are reduced because the drug coverage isn't provided, and the therapist and specialist type coverage is reduced, and the optical as well, where a lot of the expenditures typically occur. So for those that don't have high needs in those areas, we can maybe save you a few dollars a month on the premiums. Speaking of, I just kind of did a quick sample of some of the costs depending upon the plan. Anywhere, I mean, we've got plans starting for as little as, I think, on a per person basis, somewhere around 55 in the upper $50 per month for that base plan. You don't get a ton for it. It's obviously one of those you get what you pay for type things, but it might be the right fit for those that just need some basic dental, drug, and therapist and what if type coverage. And other than that, we do also offer life insurance. If you say have a mortgage, or if you have a young family and you want to protect yourself and that family in the event of an unexpected death or an unexpected illness, say for example with critical illness insurance, and or disability insurance. Our ability to go out and do what we do every day, that pays for our lifestyle. And what if, due to an injury or an illness, we can't go out and do that? How are you going to pay the bills, and put food on the table, keep the lights on? And that's where a disability insurance policy can come in handy. Is it can replace your normal monthly income. And as contractors, which I think a lot of the CAPS members are, that's something that you don't have unless you have your own personal disability program. So you're probably not using EI or paying in. You may not be paying into EI, and so this disability insurance can complement or EI's benefits only pay for 15 weeks as well too. So what if you're off work for 6 months or a year? Again, just having that extra layer of protection. I think nowadays with CERB and COVID and how that affected a lot of people, we kind of know how well we can live off of $2,000 a month. So those are just some of the other areas that we can offer, and certainly if on a piecemeal type basis. I like to say I offer the whole cake. If you just want the health and dental coverage, that's fine. But we can always come back later and talk about life insurance or any of the other areas that we can offer protection in as well too. Other than that, that's kind of the general overview. I do know that as part of the CAPS, you do have to be a contributing CAPS member to participate with this. And I think you guys have kind of probably already touched on that as to how that program works. But certainly we do welcome any questions that anyone has, and our contact info is there. So I think that's kind of everything.
That was great. Thank you, Rhett. Thank you very much. It was we knew that it's a short time, so I think that it was the core of the information that we needed to know. But I thank you very much for your talk, and I will leave the floor open for questions. If there is any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself to ask it directly, or if you want to write it down in the chat window, you are more than welcome to do this. So.
I did such a good job. There's no questions.
I bet, no doubt.
They're all saying, "Where do I sign up?" That's their question.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Sorry, I don't have my video here. I just want to know that, do you have any plan for car insurance, or are you working with a company for that purpose, or no?
Yes, we did have actually Cooperators does have a program. Now I do know that my contact guy with Cooperators has left there. But Erdis, maybe that's something that we kind of have to take offline, and I need to reestablish that connection, because I do know that they, through Cooperators, they did have a specific program for CAPS, and yeah. I think maybe just with Jordan leaving Cooperators, I'll have to. I still do have his contact info, so I'll have to maybe reestablish that connection. And so that we can get Cooperators back in here to give you guys some home and auto insurance options as well too.
Sounds great. So I will contact you about that later.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'll make a note just so that I don't forget, because yeah, that is a good point. Cooperators.
Yeah, I think that that's the broker that our contributing members are encouraged to touch base. But we have another question, and then I will make a question on this topic for the car and auto. So, do you see the question, Rhett, or I can read it from here?
Oh, where we have the various plans.
Yeah.
I believe at our website I think we just have the link. The CAPS drop down where we should have the plans displayed. But yeah, a good reminder that I need to, because we've kind of done some tweaking with our website a little bit here in the last couple of months. Just CAPS link. But just to be sure, yeah, our website would be, or you can always email us, and more than happy to send some information to you. I mean, again, it is with so many different carriers and so many different plans, it can get a little overwhelming, and really having a conversation, or at least an email conversation on some specifics that people are looking for, or that you are looking for, Catherine, we can kind of narrow it down maybe to 2 or 3 different plans. So again, you're not looking at 20 different programs and being like, oh my goodness, like which one do I pick, kind of thing. Hopefully that helps.
Great. Oh, is that...
Okay, it just does go back to the website. Okay, yeah. Let me, okay, so CAPS links. some plan designs. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, we can always put some up just as a general information, kind of like I did in the presentation here. But really, we do recommend that people contact us just so that we can, recommend some plans that are specifically going to benefit you the most.
Okay, great. Is there any other question? Thanks, Catherine, for the question. So, Rhett, I had a question. I hear from another friend that, well, you said that you have not been in touch with the co-operators, but I was wondering that, like the co-operators, the time that you were in contact with them, or the insurance that you are talking about, it's certainly something that me as a postdoc, if I want to think about it, it is something that it has to motivate me, right? And I want to see that if, for instance, if something else is in the market that is cheaper, so certainly I do not come to CAPS. I mean, I don't care to be a part of the CAPS, and I don't care to apply for the insurance. So I'm wondering that, does it cover every like the type of postdocs normally in this kind of like the insurance that you talk, or it has to be necessarily inside Canada or for international postdocs, or is there any specific like the category of postdocs which are more, well, I mean, it can be more beneficial for them? Because again, I hear the comment about the co-operators once that, well, apparently it wasn't like the competing with the numbers that the other guy like got from the market. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is something that I believe that we at CAPS and our postdocs, we hope that we will see something that is like at least it motivates me, and it can compete with
a little bit more competitive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and in my conversations, co-operators was the first one that I kind of brought it up to, and they said, "Oh yeah, we can do that." And then afterwards, I did have some other conversations with some brokers who, like myself, they represent a number of carriers in the home and auto insurance world. And a few of them had said, "Oh yeah, we can set up association type programs as well too." So it was just more out of respect for co-op. I wasn't exactly sure if that relationship had kind of died with Jordan leaving. So what I can do is go back to my broker referral partners on the home and auto side, and probably start up that conversation again. And you probably introduce them to you, and we can, from a macro level, start implementing it into the association there for the members.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I know that there are people who are looking for it, and then again, I mean, if there is a green light that they can just come and just take advantage of it, why not? We have lots of people who want to take advantage of it on their CAPS.
Okay. Well, yeah, and again, it was more of a respect out of cooperators, just having already had that relationship. So, if we got a chance to start fresh, then I think you guys would be better served by having a broker who can shop the market completely for you guys.
Absolutely, no doubt. Sure. We have another question for you? Yeah.
I think so. Yes. Can I ask about OHIP? Okay, work permit will expire. Okay. I already apply for work permit extension. Then we might not get an approval so soon because I use OHIP during. Well, I mean, OHIP will, if you do have OHIP coverage, yes, you will. I think your OHIP coverage is going to end with your work permit. Usually the provincial plan is contingent upon your work permit. So that's where you may want to be having visitors to Canada type coverage to close the gap until you get the OHIP coverage, because OHIP really just provides you, they're not going to turn you away at the hospital. And it'll probably cover a doctor's visit for a checkup. But in terms of if you go and get a prescription, you're going to have to pay for it yourself out of pocket. So that's, but if you are without OHIP coverage, you're probably on your own. So that's where a Visitors to Canada type coverage would cover you for unexpected ambulance or prescription drug, emergency dental, therapists, etc. type coverage.
Thank you, Rhett. Is there any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
I'm a postdoc at the University of Montreal, and the problem you described between the not being eligible as an international postdoc for the prescription drug plan, and therefore also not be allowed to buy private insurance is a problem for many of the postdocs in Montreal. So could you extend on the Visitors to Canada insurance, because the only insurances that I'm aware of are really sort of traveler insurance, which do not really apply if you have a temporary work permit.
Well, yeah, the Visitors to Canada would be sort of, it's a traveler insurance, but for those that are coming to Canada. So it will provide prescription drug coverage, therapist coverage, and again, for unexpected type events. So if during your year that you're here on a work permit or 2 years or whatever, if all of a sudden some health situations come up and now all of a sudden you do have to spend $100 a month on some medications or things like that, that's where this Visitors to Canada type coverage can at least provide you with some peace of mind, knowing that, okay, these prescriptions are going to be covered.
Is this something that via CAPS we could organize with you as well, or is this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and on that note too, Visitors to Canada, I thought on the website as well too that we may have had something about that, but again, probably another. Because again, I just knowing from experience with the phone calls coming in that, yeah, a lot of them are from Quebec, and yeah, this is the challenge that we're sometimes seeing.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? No questions? Yeah, we are right on time. Well, Rhett is a great source and great help for CAPS for the benefits and insurance. If you have any questions, and as he said, you can email him and ask later, and we will do a follow-up on the things that we discussed in this session. So we make sure that we have all like the good information, which is useful for all of the postdocs in our website. And well, with that, I would like to thank you again, Rhett, for your time, for showing up, and thank you, Cody, for showing up.
He's here.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
He was listening off to the side there.
Oh, that's awesome. It was great to see him too. And well, yeah, thanks, Rhett, and I wish you a great day.
Excellent. Yeah, and I'll get back in touch with you. I'll work on that home and auto connection. And hopefully have something for you guys next year when we're back here, and well before then, but yeah, but next year's AGM. So you have we got to present another presenter in here for you.
Exactly, that would be amazing. Thank you very much, Rhett.
Excellent, real good. Thanks again, guys. Yeah. Have a great day.
You as well. Take care. Bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. All right. Thank you, everyone. So with that session, the second day of PAW is over. I hope that you guys could enjoy it. As I said, the first presentation from our immigration, like the outreach officer from Serafino will be, she will be sharing the presentation slide with us. So I will make sure to send it to our general member list. So if you are not member of CAPS, make sure to fill the form today. If there is not any question, we can end the session today, and we look forward to see you all tomorrow. We have the talks from PDAs and the new talks for the tax rulings and the My Tax for tomorrow. All right, thank you everyone, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye, everyone.